Thank you. So good afternoon. So my name is Samir. So I'm from Switzerland. Now I'm working between Middle East and Asia. So I would like to give you a small introduction to computer science and after about artificial intelligence. So let's start here. I think now we can all show my screen. Yes. Okay. So just before this, I would just to say what is computer science, and this is the most important thing. So why take this program? Why computer science is a real good major? So if you love to learn how to solve real problems using computer, if you love to create new things and smart things, and you are looking for an amazing job, and if you would like to solve tomorrow problem today, I think you are at the right place. So I would just to clarify some misconception about computer science. Computer science is not only to study computers. Computer science is not only how to write programs. Computer science is not only how to use some application, some software, but computer science is much bigger than that. Computer scientists designs and develops algorithms to solve real problems in our life. Computer science likes to solve problems, create new things, an amazing thing, to stay on top of technology. So computer science, there's a lot of classes. Most beautiful one is artificial intelligence. And there is bioinformatics, a subset of artificial intelligence. Data compressing, data mining, computer game, there is security, wellness networking, a lot and a lot. So what we are offering here, myself and my colleagues in Russia, in Europe, in US, we are all gathering in order to give you our experience, our expertise to design the best curriculum for you. And at the same time, artificial track was chosen for many reasons. Because, for example, artificial intelligence is around us everywhere. Web, spam, banks, finance, hospital, companies, oil and gases. For example, artificial intelligence is the core of many new technology that will shape our future, which is extremely important. So in the future, we will use a lot of computer science, so it's better to ride the wave. Student quality is our major objective, to get you the best thing from us. So we aim to provide the best student in Russia and in the world. Our philosophy of teaching is based on two things, theory and practice. So we include analyzing, understanding, and innovative solutions too, proposing optimal solution. So our work is changing quickly. We need to be able to be in advance so we can solve tomorrow problems today. In order to tackle those challenges, our program gives you technical and analytical skills together. So computer science graduates are in greater demand everywhere in the world. There are a big shortage for workers in information technology sector that makes this great time to study computer science. And here, for example, what is intelligence? Intelligence is ability to learn about, to learn from, to understand about, and to interact with some environment. So intelligence is the faculty of understanding and analyzing problems. So for example here, what is artificial intelligence? Again, another definition too, usually defined as the science of making computer smart or making computer to do some intelligent things. That intelligence is related to human. So artificial intelligence is the study of ideas that enable computer to be smart. So there is four majors for artificial intelligence. System that act like human, think like human, and think rationally and act rationally. So there is act and think, but sometimes we act like human, sometimes we think as human, and sometimes we think rationally and act rationally, or take the best decision. So acting human, what does mean? Means just we create some machine in order to perform some functions, and this function to be handled require intelligence. Thinking human taking a human means take decision, problem solving. You need to learn, and this is, we call it simply thinking humanly. Thinking rationally. What does mean here? The study of the computational make it possible to perceive and to reason and to solve. So approach the solution in the logic way. Acting rationally is exactly the branch of computer science that concerned with making something automatic, intelligent behavior, understanding human behavior, or understanding any other concept which is extremely complex. Some of application here we can use medical, how to do the diagnosis, how to find cancer, how to do early detection for example, Alzheimer problem, how to quantify it, or if we go to the oil gas company and to help geologists to identify some sites, to do drilling, mining. Other application for example, in chemical, identify some specific structure of chemical component, and we can use even for something different, how to do examination stones and tools to do it. So there is a big challenge between human intelligence versus artificial intelligence. For example, for a human, we have intuition, we have common sense, we can judge, we have the ability to demonstrate, we can do thinking, critical thinking. Artificial intelligence is something different, ability to stimulate human behavior, capture and perceive and purpose human experts, fast response, the ability to comprehend large amount of data quickly, which is almost impossible for a human being to do it. Human intelligence, I think, is fallible. They have limited knowledge, information processing of huge data, it takes a long time, and the brain cannot handle it. Humans are unable to retain a large amount of data. But if you go to the computer or artificial intelligence, he doesn't have common sense, cannot readily deal with mixed knowledge, may have high development costs, raise legal and ethical concerns. So the perspective for computer science and artificial intelligence, for human intelligence is no more than taking a right decision at the right time. But for machine, it's totally different. You just need to choose the right decision at the right time. So the big difference here between human and machine, human take decision, but machine choose decision. So our intent is here is to build our own smart model. So we try to do artificial intelligence, apply mathematics in order to model all those ways to be smart, to think, to solve problems, and to create and to learn. So I received question last time. What are the current open questions in a hot topic in data mining? So data mining is everywhere around us. There is in the market, there is in the finance, in the companies, in the medicine, telecommunication, bioinformatics, the web mining. So I think the most interesting part in the artificial intelligence is finance. How to predict the value of tomorrow, how to detect fraud detection, credit scoring. And another thing is medicine. Medicine now we need a lot, not only diagnosis, but early diagnosis in order to prevent people from getting sick for cancer, Alzheimer, many other sicknesses. And there is bioinformatics, how to understand protein, how to understand DNA, how to make the sequence, how to do encode, how to be smart, how to handle a huge data of base, and to get the most important properties in order to help doctors or to help some experts to understand it. Web mining, and so on. That's extremely huge. I just want to give you an example about the very famous guy in Russia, is Kasparov. So is Kasparov, when he was playing, he reached the point almost 2,800, and before 1997, I think human was not able to develop a software to defeat Kasparov until 1997, and he defeated by 2-1. So Kasparov, it was amazing man in terms of intelligence. And here there is for finance, for example, how to do the predicting of the stock. And this is extremely, extremely important everywhere now, in US, in Singapore, in Switzerland, in Europe. They are all handling how to predict problems. Given the past, how to predict the future. It's extremely difficult. You need to learn algorithms. We have a huge data, how to get the best model. So such models are usually used by banks, financial, trading, and portfolio. How we can learn a lot of that. There is state of art. For example, now we can use computer or artificial intelligence to prove some mathematical conjecture. For example, here, if you look to Robbins, you can find how computer, how software help us to prove some mathematical theorems. And there is NASA, there is Stanford vehicle, there is robotic, there is our future. So this is extremely brief about artificial intelligence. So you can see that artificial intelligence is almost everywhere around us. So just now I will just let you, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much. Havika?
Dear attendees, you may now send your questions. If you have any questions, you may start sending them to Professor Belhauari. Please find the questions box. Type your question there and send it to me. So I will read the question to Professor Belhauari and you will hear your answer. Okay. Professor Belhauari, can you hear me?
Yes.
So we received,
yeah.
we received two questions for you. The first question is from Michael Ivanov, and the question is as follows: which languages are using now in programming in artificial intelligence? So I think the question was about what languages are being used in the programming in artificial intelligence now.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think they are using. Now they're using two, Java and C++ and sometimes C. But my advice, I think language C++ is the most important one that you can use it. Because sometimes you need to build your code which is very, very close to the hardware. So the C is the most lower in languages. But you can use any other language. We don't have any problem. But my advice, I think C++ and C are the best choice. But if you want to do Java or any other language, you can go ahead. There's no problem here. You can speak any language. Computer can understand it, yeah.
Thanks a lot, Professor Belhauari. The next question is from Maxim Kazakov. Well, he asks the following question. Can you give us an example on how artificial intelligence can be used in oil or gas mining? He's very curious about
exactly.
it. Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly. So now, for example, I have one project. I'm working with Aramco. Aramco is the biggest oil company in the world and is situated in in the Middle East, exactly between Bahrain and Arabia Saudi. So what they do, for example, they need to do some images, some signal, and based on the image and the signal, we need to quantify the prediction of the oil inside. Before doing wheelings and drilling, we need to quantify how many probability that we have oil, and what is the capacity of the oil, and is it very far from the surface, is it low? There's a lot of parameters. So everything is based on intelligent system software in order to detect and predict the oil and the gas location and capacity too. Yeah, done.
Thanks a lot, Professor Belhouari. And we're going on to receive the questions. So the third question is from Dmitry Kustersky. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the last name correctly, so I apologize. So the question is, what background knowledge will be needed for this course, for your course?
Yeah, exactly. Good. Exactly. So good question. So they can see my screen, right? So now, for example, here, the prerequisite or the pre-background for these courses, you have a little bit to be comfortable how to write program languages. You can use C, C++, Java, and maybe later we try to use MATLAB and we try to learn together. And I think to be good in this course, you need to have a little bit mathematics, like for a probability, a random variable, and basic linear algebra. I think all this one, it will be more enough to be enrolled in this course, yeah. So a little bit programming and a little bit of mathematics. So that's all.
Thanks a lot, Professor Belhouari. There are no more questions so far. Yeah, but we're looking forward to your questions, guys. So if you have any questions, please send us to us and we'll answer them during the webinar or after the presentation. Okay. Professor Belhouari, you may continue your presentation.
Okay, so now I need just to explain the course description of artificial intelligence. So usually the course name will be artificial intelligence. It will be given by myself. So there is no prerequisite courses. So the course outline, this course provides the basic idea of techniques in design of intelligent computer system. So the specific here will be statistical decision, modeling, techniques how to learn, techniques how to make decision, and we give some example about gaming, how to write it. So the requirements here, we need a notion or comfortable in programming to have necessary knowledge about mathematics, which is probability, little bit statistics, and linear algebra. So the course syllabus will be introduction. We will use chapter searching, constraint satisfaction, optimization problem, game playing, which is extremely important. We do logics, planning, probability, decision theory, game theory, reasoning under uncertainty, machine learning, reinforcement learning. In machine learning, we do it in two parts, supervised learning and unsupervised learning. And we use our textbook, which is the most beautiful book in artificial intelligence, which is the book of Russell, which is titled Artificial Intelligence, a Modern Approach of it. And we have other references for you to have more. So the course will be delivered, I think, over 15 weeks, and we try to do lectures face-to-face 3 hours a week, and there is assignment and other projects during the week. So for the assessment, you will have assignment 30%, midterm 30%, final exam 40%. But for example, for assignment, we give maybe 5 assignments during the semester, and we give a project. And the project will be a bonus for you to be accumulated for your midterm or for your final exam. So that all, this is briefly our course for the next semester. So please don't hesitate. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, to be later on, you can send it by email to Vika, and Vika will forward it to me, and I can answer to you.
Okay, Professor Belhouari, we received one more question. So from Sergey Kuzmin.
Yes.
And he asks, the following question. Which approaches exist in computer vision for applications without a priori information? Which ideas exist in motion detection? Do you understand the question?
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For motion detection, yeah, exactly. It's extremely nice case. So we are doing, for example, here a project how to detect or to follow or to track some location or some interest of your location. So what we can do, there's a lot of techniques. Some techniques is supervised, some technique is unsupervised. So for the unsupervised thing, you have to build your system to be smart, to learn from the past. For example, if you are doing video tracking or video surveillance, so when the video is pointing in which area or some hole, if there is any movement, so the movement could be two things, could be image changing or even signal changing. And when you have the change, you need to track it. How to track it? For example, we can use hidden Markov model. Markov model is extremely famous in probability, so we can use it because we don't have any idea. It's not supervised, so it's unsupervised. So we can use HMM model, or we can use a Gaussian mixed model in order to approximate without any pre-information was sent. So this is briefly the answer, yeah.
Thank you very much, Professor Belhauari. We are still waiting for your questions, guys. Please keep sending them to us. We will be glad to answer them. And, well, so far no questions. So, Professor Belhauari, you may continue your presentation.
Yes. So just to give you an idea about some syllabus that I'm using, but I will use it for you for next semester. So they have two courses, artificial intelligence and machine learning. So we separate it in two different. So for artificial intelligence here, we will use a lot. For example, we can use the Markov model, which is extremely used. So the Markov model, I think you did it before. May I ask a question, Vika? For the students,
go ahead.
Did you use Markov model or hidden Markov model before or never? So just please reply yes or no.
Yeah, dear attendees.
But usually at the beginning, they do.
So, well, I got one answer from Michael Ivanov. He says no, he's never used it before. What about the rest of you guys? Have anyone used this system before? Well, I keep receiving answers no. So I got two answers, three answers. Everybody says no. So I think you should explain. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So Markov model is a model without memory. So in order to predict the next stage, I need to know only the current state. This is the Markov model. And the Markov model, for example, if you can see here, I am in state C. I can jump to the state S, or I can jump to the state R, or I can still at the same state. So what we want to do, we want to predict the future, or to predict the future after 10 steps, after 10 days, how many days the state will be in S or be in R on S. So what we can do, this is a mathematical model, but later on, before starting, of course, I will give you an introduction to this model. I will try to explain it and make it as assignment and do discussion, and later on, we need to use it in order to make our system smarter. Yeah, but thanks.
Thanks a lot, Professor Belhauari. Guys, do you have any questions? Yeah, just don't hesitate to send us questions. Yeah, and we got another question from Maxim Kazakov again. He asks about our language. He says, what about our language? I heard it's quite popular in machine learning. And does the course include any programming language practice, or is it more like theoretical course and practical part is all on students?
Exactly, yeah, it's a good question. So for programming, we can use R, you can use it. Or if you want, all the students are agreed to use it, I would be happy to do it with you. Otherwise, our course will be divided in two. There is theoretical part and there is programming part. So the programming part will be with me, and it will be as assignment, and it will be as a project. So you can use any language you want. For me, at the end, is just how to make the code, the algorithm, and the algorithm you need to exchange it to any other language. It's fine for me at all. So to answer your questions, yes, our course will be maybe 70% theory and 30% practice and coding and programming.
Thank you very much, Professor Belhauari. We received another question from Sergey Kuzmin. He asks the following question. Is Markov chain related to dynamic programming?
Exactly, yes. Of course, 100%, yes.
Thank you. Okay, guys, any other questions?
Yes.
You've been sending very good questions so far. Keep doing this. Okay, no more questions so far, Professor Belhauari. So if you have anything to say, you may continue your presentation.
I think I'm done. I think my presentation is finished. So
well, just a second.
Yeah.
We received one more question. So it's from Michael Ivanov. He asks the following question. Professor, how can you describe the current progress in making artificial intelligence that may compete real human mind? Yeah, he asks about the competition between artificial intelligence and real human mind. How can you describe the current progress?
To be honest with you, I think the intelligence of the human being will defeat the intelligence of the machine. Just why? Because all the program built is based on the intelligence of the human being. So I think maybe we need a lot of progress to reach this kind of point that the machine will take action. But now the machine is choosing action, is not taking. So we give all the possible action, and the computer will choose the best one. But to create, to do innovation things, I think maybe with you, I hope we can do it. We can do it approximately. But extremely good questions, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Guys, do you have any questions? Because Professor Belhauari, you are done with your presentation, right?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Okay, guys, if you have questions, send us to us, because we still have time to answer your questions. If not, we'll end the webinar. Okay, let's wait a little. And I would like to remind you that we will have another webinar on March 18th. February 18th. The webinar will be dedicated to artificial cognitive systems, and we invite you to join this webinar. Okay, and we received another question from Denis Kazakov. Professor Belhauari, are you ready to listen to the question?
Yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
So he asks the following question. What would be a way to write a genetic algorithm?
How to be?
What would be a way to write a genetic algorithm? So the question is about writing a genetic algorithm.
Exactly, yeah.
Is it clear?
So exactly. Yes, clear, yeah. So genetic algorithm, usually it's used to do feature selections and sometimes classification too. So to write the code is already exists, but sometimes the genetic algorithm to apply it exactly like what happened in a human body or in animal body, it would be extremely complex, and maybe it would be costing in time or costing in memory. So the best thing here, we need to mix other algorithms, other techniques in the genetic algorithm in order to be fiable and to be the best optimal algorithm to do feature selections and classification. Feature selection means I'm looking for the right features, for the right properties in order to help me to get the right decision to take it. Thank you, Vilka.
Thank you, Professor Belhauari. So we also have one more question from Rustem Bekmuhamedov. So the question is, what are the current open questions and hot topics in data mining? And perhaps you would suggest some of the most prospective industrial applications of data mining for the following 5 years.
Exactly, yeah. So to answer the questions here, yes. If you can see, I put it here exactly. Yeah. So the data mining, we have a lot of things to do, because data mining, what does it mean? We have a huge data in our current life now. If you go to the market, if you go to the customer relationship management, you go to the finance, you go to the manufacturing, to the medicine, with telecommunication, bioinformatic databases, face detection, web mining, how to do the intrusion detection, how to find the spam. So it's everything. But I think the most important thing you can do, if you think you are good in mathematics, I think finance is the most thing you need to do it. Artificial intelligence, smart software, in order to detect and predict what happens tomorrow, in order to buy or to sell your product. This is finance. The second thing, in the medication, for example, you want to do a cancer detections. There is a breast cancer, there is brain cancer, there is breast cancer. So how to do it? And lung cancer, which is the most repeated one during the male things. So how to do the detection, how to do the diagnosis, how to do the early detection. For example, for Alzheimer, if we are able to have a lot of images, every year we have image of the brain, and how can be able to detect or to quantify the risk that this person, he will get sick after 5 years, 10 years, and under which probability. So this is, we call it early detection, which is extremely used until now, and I think during the 10 years it will be the most amazing research topics. Even finance, medical bioinformatics are totally related. There is a lot of things in genetics, a lot of things in protein, how to develop a new medication. You need to understand all the data, how to be the best thing to solve the problem. So for me, I think finance, medicine, bioinformatics are the most excited research topic in the future and now too. Thank you, Vika.
Thank you, Professor Belhauari. And we got another question from Sergey Kuzmin. He asks the following question. Which of these organizations has stronger reputation, IEE or ACM?
Which one? ACM?
Yes, ACM and IEE. IEEE. Yeah, and
yes,
ACM.
Yes, I think without hesitation is IEEE is the best one, to be honest with you. Yeah. IEEE. Yeah.
Thank you. So, no more questions so far? Any comments, any questions, anything, guys? You're welcome to ask anything you want. So, Professor Belhauari, we received another question, and it's from Michael Ivanov.
Yes.
He asks, have you ever heard about the Human Brain Project? They try to build a model of human brain.
Yeah, I think they try, but I think we still very far from that. There's a lot of things that we cannot understand. Just for example, the question of the gene. Until now, the question is not solved. How to define the gene? What does mean the gene? So it's still a lot of things open problem. And I hope me with you, we can solve some few questions. If we can do it, it will be amazing thing to computer science. Thanks, Vika.
Thank you. Yeah, Michael Ivanov says thanks. Yeah. Okay, we are waiting for like 2-3 minutes before we end our webinar. So if you have anything to ask, please go ahead. Mm-hmm. Okay, another question from Maxim Kazakov. Can you give us an idea on how deep should be the knowledge in economics to develop artificial intelligence in this area?
In economics, right?
Yes, well, I'll repeat the question, okay? Can you give us an idea on how deep should be the knowledge in economics to develop artificial intelligence in this area?
Yeah, okay, very good questions. Yeah, I think we don't need to have a deep knowledge in economics. No, just a normal definition, some few words, we need to understand their meanings, what is stocks, how to buy. I think there's a lot of things, some keyword in finance and economics that we need to understand it. And later on, the question became simply as mathematical questions. And mathematical questions, it's extremely difficult to do the prediction, so we need to use some models in mathematics, and from this model mathematics we need to think how to make our software, how to make our algorithm able to learn, able to avoid mistakes of yesterday. This kind of thing that we need to do it. So to be honest with you, economics, you need just a basic notion of economics. It would be enough. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Professor Belhauari. So, any other questions? We still have some time, right? So, there are no more questions. Professor Belhauari, if you would like to add something concerning artificial intelligence or your future course, or if you have anything to say to your future students, maybe you're welcome to do it.
Yes, sir. We'll just ask him. Yeah, maybe ask him if they have any questions later on, they can send it to you or to me, and I will be happy to do further discussion. And I'm coming maybe after 2 months. Maybe we meet them face to face. If they have any other questions, I would be happy to answer. Yeah.
Exactly. Dear attendees, you may send your questions to my email, and you will also see the answers to all your questions on the internet. We'll post them later, together with the recording of this webinar. So you may listen to this webinar again later, at any time convenient for you. And I would also like to remind you of the next webinar, which will take place on February 18th. It will be dedicated to artificial cognitive systems. So we invite you to join the webinar. And well, I hope you liked this presentation, and I hope you liked this discussion with Professor Belhauari. And well, I see there are no more questions. So we'll end the webinar, and I wish you a good rest of the evening. Thanks for joining this webinar tonight, and I wish you well. So, good luck. And thanks a lot, Professor Belhauari. Thank you for joining us tonight. You did a great job, so we appreciate it. Yeah.
You are most welcome. Yeah. Thank you.
So.